Hello my friends, welcome back to my yet another video. In the last class, which was the first video, we were discussing although, though and even though. We discussed so many phases of these three expressions. I taught you how to use them, in what circumstance you can use them. Although, though and even though are used to show contrast. I also taught you that they are very important in both IELTS and OET, both speaking and writing. Why they are important in IELTS and OET? Because your sentences, you will be showing better English proficiency, better English standard when you use although, though and even though in speaking and writing. They are used to show contrast. One idea, there will be two ideas when you use although, though and even though. One idea would be a normal idea. The second idea with that normal idea would be something surprising, something unexpected, something strange, something a contrast. That makes it a contrast. So one idea would be normal, the second idea would be a contrast. So when these two ideas come together, that makes it a contrast. Okay, so I was talking about although, though and even though in the last class. In this class, we are going to discuss yet another group of expressions showing contrast. They are, I have written all of them on the board. They are in spite of, despite, in spite of the fact that, despite the fact that, but, and however. Today in this class we are going to learn about these expressions. Before I explain to you what these expressions are, how to use them, how important they are in speaking and writing, I just wanted to teach you about three sentence structures in English in a brief way. Today in this class I am taking three sentence structures in a brief way, in a small way. I will take a detailed class later. Okay, in English we can express our ideas in three ways: in a simple way, in a complex way, and in a compound way. Whatever your ideas are, they can be expressed in three ways. They are simple, they are called simple sentence, complex sentence, and a compound sentence. These are the three sentence structures or sentence constructions in English. As the name indicates, simple sentence is always a simple one, a small one. You just imagine in IELTS speaking and writing, in task 1, task 2 and speaking, in OET speaking and writing, if you are writing or speaking or expressing your ideas always in simple styles, in simple sentence constructions, that won't sound attractive, that won't show your English proficiency, that won't take you to a better band score. So we have two more sentence structures apart from the simple sentence. They are complex and compound sentence. As these two names indicate, they are a bit complex, they are a bit compound. There would be, and those two sentences would be a bit lengthier. Complex and compound sentences would be a bit lengthier than the simple sentence. So, if you are using complex and more complex and compound sentences in speaking and writing, definitely that will take you to a better band score, better level of English proficiency. My suggestion is that you use a mix of simple, complex and compound sentences in both writing and speaking. You should not always use simple sentences. You can't always use complex and compound sentences, but you can use a mix of simple, complex and compound sentences in both speaking and writing. Okay, I will explain to you what these sentences are, how these three sentences are formed. Okay. Next, I'm going to give you the definition of these sentence structures and the examples. The definition is actually simple, complex, and compound sentences are formed by clauses. All right, these three sentences are formed by clauses. What is a clause? A clause is equal to subject and a verb, which means that a clause must have a subject and a verb. A subject and a verb. For example, he played well. In this example sentence, the subject is he, the subject is he, and the verb is played. The verb is played. So there is a subject and there is a verb. So this sentence is actually a clause. Do you understand? Okay, so a clause must have a subject and a verb. These types of clauses are making simple, complex, and compound sentences. Next, I'm going to give you the definition of simple, complex, and compound. A simple sentence has, and before that, there are two types of clauses in English. There are two types of clauses. There are two types of clauses in English. They are main clause and subordinate clause. There are two types of clauses in English. They are main clause and subordinate clause. What is a main clause and what is a subordinate clause? What is the difference between main clause and a subordinate clause? Main clause has complete meaning. Main clause has full meaning or complete meaning, so it can stand alone. It can stand alone. So main clause can stand alone because it has complete meaning. On the other hand, subordinate clause, subordinate, as the name indicates, it is subordinate. It is incomplete in meaning. It is incomplete in meaning. So this cannot stand alone. This cannot stand alone. So this is the difference between main clause and a subordinate clause. Main clause, while it can stand alone as it has complete meaning, subordinate clause, as it doesn't have complete meaning, it cannot stand alone, or subordinate clause cannot stand alone. I mean, between two full stops, you should never write a subordinate clause. Why? Because a subordinate clause cannot stand alone with full meaning. So between two full stops, you can't write only a subordinate clause. There must be a main clause along with that. All right. Does that make sense? Okay. The simple, complex, and compound sentences are formed by clauses. A clause is equal to a subject and verb. There are two types of clauses. They are main clause and the second one is subordinate clause. Main clause can stand alone while a subordinate clause can't stand alone because this does not have complete meaning. All right, now the definition. A simple sentence consists of one main clause alone. Just one main clause. A simple sentence has only one main clause. All right. Now, a complex sentence. Yes, a complex sentence consists of one main clause, and one or more subordinate clauses connected by subordinating conjunctions. Subordinating conjunction. You don't need to be scared by hearing the word conjunctions. The meaning of conjunction is connecting word or a linking word. Conjunction is a linking word. Linking means connecting word. Conjunction is connecting word. All right. A simple sentence consists of only one main clause. What's a main clause? It has complete meaning. It can stand alone. Then a complex sentence consists of one main clause which can stand alone and one or more subordinate clauses. One subordinate clause which can't stand alone or more. It can be one subordinate clause or more than one subordinate clause, and these two, one main clause or one subordinate clause connected by subordinating conjunctions, or one main clause or two subordinate clauses or more than one subordinate clause. It can be two subordinate clauses or three subordinate clauses. Anyway, there must be one main clause. So there must be one main clause. There can be one subordinate clause, or there can be more than one subordinate clauses connected by subordinating conjunctions. What I am trying to say is, in a complex sentence, there must be one main clause and there must be at least one subordinate clause. At least one subordinate clause, minimum one subordinate clause, and one main clause. That's a must. Main clause and connected by subordinating connecting words or subordinating conjunctions. All right. The next one is compound sentence. What's a compound sentence? This consists of two or more main clauses. Two or more main clauses connected by coordinating conjunctions. Coordinating conjunctions. Again, a different word is coming. Here it is subordinating connecting word or subordinating conjunction. Here the word is coordinating connecting word or coordinating conjunctions. All right. There is one more definition for a compound sentence. That is, a compound sentence or a compound sentence can consist of one main clause and a complex sentence. This is also another definition of a compound sentence. How could it be? This is called complex compound sentence. Complex compound. Complex compound. This comes under compound sentence. There are two definitions for a compound sentence. One is a compound sentence consists of two or more. Minimum, there should be minimum two main clauses in a compound sentence. There can be more than two. That's why the definition goes like this. It consists of two or more main clauses. What's a main clause? A main clause can stand alone because it has complete meaning. So in a compound sentence, there can be minimum two or more main clauses, and two main clauses or more than two main clauses are connected by, they must be connected. They can't just be separate. They can be connected by coordinating connecting words. Then the second definition of a compound sentence is it can have one main clause. A main clause which can stand alone, and a complex sentence. How could it be a compound sentence then? Because just look at the definition of a complex sentence. A complex sentence has one main clause and more than one or more subordinate clauses. Anyway, there is one main clause in a complex sentence. So there is already one main clause and there is one additional main clause in the complex sentence. So there are two main clauses and an extra subordinate clause of the complex sentence. So there must be minimum, I have told you there must be minimum two main clauses in a compound sentence, and this is meeting the criteria to make a compound sentence, because there is one main clause and there is an extra main clause in the complex sentence. So this is meeting the criteria to make a compound sentence. All right, does that make sense? Okay, next I'm going to write example sentences for simple, complex and compound sentences. All right, before that, let me repeat the definition of these three sentences. Simple sentence has only one main clause. A complex sentence consists of, there must be one main clause, and there must be at least one subordinate clause. So one main clause and one or more subordinate clauses connected by subordinating conjunctions. There may be one main clause, there may be one subordinate clause, and these two clauses are connected by the linking expressions, which are called subordinating connecting words or subordinating conjunctions. All right, then the next is compound sentence. Compound sentence has two definitions. I have already told you. It consists of, there must be minimum two main clauses in a compound sentence. So, and there can be more than two main clauses. So the definition is, compound sentence consists of two or more main clauses connected by coordinating conjunctions, coordinating connecting words. There may be one main clause, there may be another main clause. These two main clauses are linked, are connected by coordinating conjunctions. Why two different names are there? One is subordinating conjunction, and the second one with the compound sentence is coordinating conjunction. Subordinating conjunction is called a subordinating conjunction because when you write a conjunction which is called a subordinating conjunction with a clause, its meaning is incomplete. Okay, so when certain expressions are written with a clause, its meaning is incomplete. So that expression is called subordinating conjunction or subordinating connecting word. On the other hand, coordinating conjunctions are called coordinating conjunctions because two independent main clauses which can stand alone. So two independent main clauses are connected by some expressions. So they are called coordinating. They are just connecting two independent main clauses. All right. So that is the difference between subordinating conjunction and coordinating conjunction. So coordinating conjunctions come with compound sentences, while subordinating conjunctions appear in complex sentences. All right. And the second definition of a compound sentence is, it can have one main clause and a complex sentence in one sentence together. That means one main clause already there and the second main clause in the complex sentence. So when there are at least two main clauses, that is a compound sentence. All right. Now I'm going to write example sentences. We will begin with the example sentence for simple sentence. Look at this example. We studied hard for the exam. We studied hard for the exam. There is a full stop here. There is a full stop here. Between two full stops, we have written a main clause. We, this word is the subject, studied is the verb, and this is one main clause. This is independent, it can stand alone between two full stops, and this is a simple sentence because this is only one main clause, and so this is a simple sentence. All right, he has a lot of money. Look at this. He is the subject, has is the verb, then object. Okay, and this is again a simple sentence between two full stops. There must be a full stop after money. Okay, so between two full stops, I have written a main clause, and this is a simple sentence. If you work hard, between two full stops, can I write a sentence like this? Between, there is a full stop here, there is a full stop here. Can I write a sentence like this between two full stops? No, we can't write. I have already told you that this, because this is a subordinate clause, because of the word if with a clause. This is a clause. You, the word you is the subject there, work hard is the verb there. Okay, work is the verb there, subject is you, this is a clause, but because of if, the word if with this clause, it is a subordinate clause. A subordinate clause cannot stand alone. Only a main clause can stand alone, and that will be a simple sentence. Okay, next I'm going to write a couple of example sentences for complex sentence. Look at this. Although we finished our work early, we were not allowed to go out. Look at this. Although we finished our work early, there's a comma. When I was taking although, though, and even though, I told you that if you are writing a subordinate clause, if you are writing although clause at the beginning, at the end of that there should be a comma, and I have put a comma there. Then we were not allowed to go out. What is, which one is this, the main clause? We were not allowed to go out is the main clause, because that can stand alone. We were not, we is the subject, were not allowed is the verb, which is passive voice. So this is the main clause. And what is the subordinate clause? Although we finished our work early is the subordinate clause. Why this is a subordinate clause? Because of although. If you just read this sentence without although, we finished our work early, that will again be another main clause. We finished. If there is no although with this one, with we finished our work early, it won't be a subordinate clause, it will be a main clause. We finished our work early is one main clause, but when you add although to we finished our work early, it becomes a subordinate clause. Okay, so this is the subordinating conjunction. This is although is a subordinating conjunction, and this is a complex sentence because there is one subordinate clause and there is one main clause. So this is a complex sentence. In the example for complex sentence, although we finished our work early, comma, we were not allowed to go out. In this example, for complex, this is a complex sentence because there is one subordinate clause. The first clause is a subordinate clause, and the second clause after comma is the main clause. This is meeting the first criteria, the basic criteria to make a complex sentence, which is one main clause and at least one subordinate clause. See, you can see that there is one subordinate clause and there is one main clause. So this is a complex sentence. I have written another example on the board for complex sentence. Look at this. When I was ready to start the picnic, comma, they had been sleeping because they had gone to bed late last night. Of course, this is a lengthy sentence. This is a lengthy sentence. How could it be an example for a complex sentence? Look at this. There is when here, there is because here. Okay? Because of when, with I was ready to start the picnic, it is one subordinate clause because this is incomplete in meaning. If there was no when with this clause, this is a main clause. If you are not writing when with this one, it's a main clause. I was ready to start the picnic is a main clause because it's complete in meaning. Subject is I, verb is was, all right, and this is full, this is complete in meaning, and that's a main clause. But because of when with this main clause, it becomes subordinate clause because it doesn't have complete meaning. Does that make sense? Okay, so we have got one subordinate clause, SC. Then they had been sleeping. They had been sleeping. The subject is they had been sleeping is the verb. Okay, we have got that one. Okay, just leave that for some time. We are taking the clause starting with because they had gone to bed late last night. If there was no because with this one, with this clause, it would have been a main clause. Look at this. Just read that sentence without because. They had gone to bed late last night is one main clause because it's complete in meaning. But because with this clause, it becomes incomplete. It becomes subordinate clause. It doesn't have complete meaning. So this is the second subordinate clause. Because they had gone to bed late last night is one subordinate clause. This is called subordinating conjunction. Because is called subordinating conjunction. When is called another subordinating conjunction. So we have got two subordinating conjunctions and there must be one main clause. Okay, and the main clause is they had been sleeping. They had been sleeping is the main clause. So we have got one main clause and two subordinate clauses connected by when, there, and because here, and it has full meaning because of the main clause there. The main clause is they had been sleeping. All right, does that make sense? Is that clear? I will repeat. When I was ready to start the picnic is one subordinate clause. Because they had gone to bed late last night is the second subordinate clause, and the main clause is they had been sleeping. So this is meeting the criteria, the second criteria to make a complex sentence. What is the second criteria? The second criteria is a complex sentence can consist of one main clause and more than one subordinate clauses. I have told you that it can be one or more subordinate clauses. So this definition shows us that complex sentence can consist of just one main clause and more than one subordinate clauses connected by subordinating conjunctions. All right. Okay. Next, I'm going to write at another example. If John plays well, he can defeat his opponent. If John plays well, comma, he can defeat his opponent. This is also an example of a complex sentence because if John plays well is the subordinate clause and he can defeat his opponent is the main clause. If is making it a subordinate clause. John plays well is a main clause. He can defeat his opponent is at another main clause. But because of if with John plays well, it is a subordinate clause. He can defeat his opponent is the main clause. So this is an example of a complex sentence. Now I'm going to write example sentences for compound sentence. And my examples also show that if you are making sentences using although, if, when, because, you are making, if there is only one main clause in that, you are making a complex sentence. So although, if, when, because are subordinating conjunctions. There is a big list of subordinating conjunctions which will be given later, which will be discussed later. Okay, so these are some of the subordinating conjunctions. Now we are going to discuss some examples for compound sentence. I played well, comma, so I played hard, comma, so I was very tired, I played hard is one main clause. Okay, the subject is I, played is verb. I was very tired is the second main clause. These two main clauses are connected by coordinating conjunction. So is a coordinating conjunction, not a subordinating conjunction. So two main clauses are connected by a coordinating conjunction called so. Look at the definition of a compound sentence. A compound sentence consists of two or more main clauses connected by coordinating conjunctions. Here we have got two main clauses, the minimum criteria to make a compound sentence. So we have got two main clauses connected by so. So this is a compound sentence. Now the next definition is he worked hard and became professionally successful, but his family life was a tragedy. This is an example sentence for a compound sentence. He worked hard. Okay? He worked hard is one main clause. And became professionally successful. Became professionally successful is the second main clause. Why? The subject of became is the same he. He worked hard. He became professionally successful. Okay? We are not repeating he before became, but he is understood there. Okay? So two main clauses are there. Then the third main clause, his family life was a tragedy. This but is a coordinating conjunction, like and is a coordinating conjunction, but is also a coordinating conjunction. And his family life was a tragedy is the third main clause. How many main clauses are there? He worked hard is one main clause. He is not there, but became professionally successful is the second main clause. His family life was a tragedy is the third main clause. How many main clauses are there? Three main clauses connected by mainly but. Okay, this is the main coordinating conjunction. This is another main coordinating conjunction to connect two main clauses. Alright, so look at this definition of a compound sentence. A compound sentence can consist of two or more main clauses. In this example, there are two main clauses, but in this example, there are three main clauses. Okay, so is a coordinating conjunction, and is a coordinating conjunction, but is at another coordinating conjunction. We have got a couple of coordinating conjunctions here. Now I'm going to write another example to show you the second definition of a compound sentence. Neighborhood is essential. However, when they start to meddle with our affairs, we should avoid them. Look at this example sentence. Neighborhood is essential, semicolon. However, when they when they start to meddle with means interfere, to meddle with our affairs, we should avoid them. Okay, in this example sentence, neighborhood is essential is one main clause. Neighborhood is essential is one main clause. Then there is however, just leave it for some time. Then look at this sentence from when they start to meddle with our affairs is definitely a subordinate clause, because we have written when just before they start. When they start to meddle with our affairs is one subordinate clause because it's incomplete in meaning, and we should avoid them is one main clause. Look at the definitions, the second definition of a compound sentence. A compound sentence, the second definition is also called complex compound. It can have one main clause and a complex sentence. Look at this. This is one main clause. Neighborhood is essential is one main clause. And the second main clause is we should avoid them. And the subordinate clause is when they start to meddle with our affairs. Look at the sentence. Look at the portion of the sentence from when till them. This is a complex sentence because when they start to meddle with our affairs is subordinate clause. We should avoid them is the main clause. These two clauses make it a complex sentence. What is the definition of a complex sentence? A complex sentence can consist of one main clause and one subordinate clause. One main clause and one subordinate clause. So this is a complex sentence. This is a main clause. Now, how can it be a compound sentence? Because in a compound sentence, there must be two main clauses. Look at this example. There are two main clauses and an extra subordinate clause. It is a compound sentence. Okay, this is an example of a compound sentence. This is also called complex compound because there is a complex sentence in that. And in total, this is a compound sentence. All right. Does that make sense? Okay. So if you think that this information is useful, just try to share it with your friends. I will be uploading many more videos, plenty of videos in the future. We will be discussing so many things about IELTS and OET, grammar, things like that. If you have any doubts, if you need any clarifications, you can just drop them down on the comment box below, and definitely I will reply.